It's time. It's time I surrender to my supreme standards. It's time I live smoothly how I wish to live. I can't compromise much, or I'll just say I can't compromise more than is reasonable. It doesn't work. So I need to set boundaries, but I pretty much know a good idea of what my boundaries are. So then it's a matter of enforcing my boundaries. Enforce my boundaries from the start. You feel me? So don't let anything occur that is clearly or most likely going to infringe on my rights, my privacy. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's going to violate me, try to keep it away, or try to keep it just be very careful in how I interact with these things. Right? And I'm keeping it abstract because this is it applies to all aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? So there are going to be people in the world that aren't going to really like what I do, and some of them are going to tell me, or they're going to try to tell me, or some of them are going to be more passive about it. Some of them will plot in other ways. Some of them will be violent, you know what I'm saying? Just because they don't like what you did or what you do or how you speak or how you think. These people will bring it to physical violence for that. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of understandable. If you really don't like me that much, why would you want me to exist? You see what I'm saying? So I know that shit is out here. You feel me? So that's part of the safety of it all, right? It's like if you want to be safe and you want to be stable, then you have to respect. You have to respect the situation, bro. You got to respect Earth. You got to understand how predatory a lot of this shit is. You see what I'm saying? You live in a world full of animals. You live in a world of competition. You also live in a world of peace and love and understanding and care and provision, but that's not the entire world yet. You see what I'm saying? And even when we make it the entire world, we have to integrate the predatory. You know what I'm saying? The scam energy, the violation energy, the finessing. You know what I'm saying? The conquering, the negative, all the negative, the taking, the theft. We have to see what is the essence of all of this and how do we integrate it all into a holistic personality, into a holistic way of life. You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to do. So I'm not saying to ignore. You don't stay safe by ignoring danger. That's not how you do it. You don't stay safe by inviting danger in because you think a lot of that shit is ego too. You know what I'm saying? I'm him. I'm this great prophet. I'm this great chosen one. And therefore, I can be around whoever, whenever, and I'll be safe. I can go into the lion's den and be safe. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, sometimes if you're supposed to be there. But if you're there for ego purposes, you feel me? If you're there for worldly reasons, then you're testing God at that point. You see what I'm saying? We're not here to do that. We're not here to waste energy just because you could use your energy and your protection and favor to manipulate a situation and come out safe still or with minimal damage. It's like even if you can constantly do that, or even when it comes to committing crimes and shit like that, right? You're smart enough and you're wise enough and you got the favor from God to where you just don't, you keep getting away with shit, right? Just in general. I'm talking about crime. When we talking about crime and danger and all of this, don't only think I'm talking about the legal system that is most probably popping up in your head, right? When it comes to the cops and badges and shit like that. Like, nah, bro. These court scenes and all of this stuff is ancient and esoteric and occult. You know what I'm saying? We might get into it, we might not. But it also includes the physical laws and the laws of the land as well, and those who enforce that. But you need your own laws for your own kingdom, and you also need your own military and police force, or however you choose to enforce those laws when they are broken. You also need a way, like a sentencing and a punishment. Like you need punishment, proper punishments, and correct consequences for wrongdoing, for yourself and for everybody that's in your environment. But you want to be fair, and part of being fair is not. It has nothing to do with being easy on anybody or being hard on anybody. You're only responding to what they did. So as much as you would not like to shoot somebody, if they are trying to shoot you and there's a gun present, it probably makes sense to shoot them first before they can shoot you. You don't want to shoot anybody. If you just randomly did it, that would be very harsh. But since they are, coming at you with that level of force, and they're violating, they're doing it for a toxic, unhealthy, unjustified reason, then you have every right to defend yourself with equal or greater force, whatever you can do to neutralize the situation, as far as I understand, right? But some laws in some places got different ways and different stipulations of how you can really defend yourself, which is kind of annoying, you know what I'm saying? So as far as jurisdictions and things like that, I just need to make sure that I'm somewhere where the laws make sense. You see what I'm saying? I'm here where I am right now because of relationship things, right? But in the future, I don't plan on being where I am right now, right? But I'm here right now. So it's just a matter of understanding where you are and then navigating that. Not to say that you have to follow every law and every stipulation 100%, because not most people don't do that. If you on the highway or you're just driving, why does nobody respect the speed limit? You feel me? Why is it that the normal is like 5 over the speed limit? To me, it seems like the normal should be like 5 under the speed limit. Just out of respect. Nobody respects the law. Most people they only respect to the limit that you're willing to enforce. You see what I'm saying? Which is crazy, because I need to enforce it physically, bruh. My nigga, if everybody followed the laws of traffic, if everybody just followed the rules, the laws that are laid out, you know what I'm saying? Then we would be good. We would be pretty good. If everyone followed the traffic laws, there would be no accidents other than machine failure. You feel me? If your brakes go out and you can't stop the vehicle, that's one thing. If you cannot turn the steering wheel because the shit broke, then that's one thing. But if everyone followed the traffic laws, there would be no accidents. You know what I'm saying? Other than machine failure. And if everybody followed the rules of how to assemble vehicles properly and how to maintain vehicles properly, wouldn't that cut down as well? Okay, if everybody just handled their business and obeyed and followed their own law that they personally have identified and understood, you see what I'm saying? Even if it came from a external source, from an oracle or something, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who broke down to them their numerology, their astrology, their name, their everything, right? They went through the therapy and understand their childhood, and they matter. And you get to the point where you start understanding past lives, future lives, karma, the spiritual laws. When we get to understanding all of these things, and especially how they pertain to us personally, then there will be no more accidents. There will be no more recklessness. You feel me? Because it don't make sense to be reckless. If you're going to make a decision that is risky, then understand the risk that you're taking, and try to avoid the negative of that risk playing out by any means, but be prepared to experience the worst case scenario for any situation that you put yourself in. Just understand that it is a possibility that the worst case scenario will play out. It's unlikely, just like it's because if you're looking at percentages or whatever, like how much. But then when it comes to probabilities, though, it's like you could look at the statistics and things like that, and you could judge the probabilities according to your intuition and understanding, but also understand that if it's going to happen to you, it's going to happen to you, regardless of what you do to stop it or to start it or whatever. But don't just operate with that. Don't do anything to the extreme in that way. Like, well, if I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be rich. So fuck it, I ain't got to do any work. Well, then you're just not going to be rich. You're not the one to get rich like that, generally speaking. You might hit the lottery, but you don't even have a rich mindset, so you probably going to end up broke again. You know, shit like that. You might get an inheritance and then mismanage it. You know what I'm saying? Or not. Maybe that it wakes you up. You know what I'm saying? It's just all type of different stuff. Like different scenarios that can take place in this world. You know what I'm saying? But why is it that so-and-so got hit by a straight bullet? We don't know their karma. Oh, my God, they're just so unlucky, whatever. It's like, no, luck is not. Luck is real, but it's not what we think it is. Luck is just, it's a karmic thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm understanding. It's like, yeah, it's real, or else we wouldn't fucking talk about it. Just like magic is real. Just like supernatural, what is it? Supernatural, paranormal activity and all of that. Yeah, it's real, but nigga, it's explainable. Even if we don't understand it or we can't explain it, nigga, it exists. If it exists, it's operating with scientific principles. You know what I'm saying? When you even in math, even the stuff that we do understand, which we kind of don't, but the stuff that we do understand when it comes to like high school math, when you start getting into algebra 2 and calculus and the advanced trigonometry and statistics and all of that, which I took all of those classes in high school, and I didn't even go to no private school or nothing like that. That shit was not super simple. Like, it's kind of complex. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all arithmetic. Like, these are complex equations. You know what I'm saying? So let's bring it back to the original statement of surrendering to one's supreme standards. You got to surrender to whatever is best for you. You got to understand that you don't even understand what's best for you right now fully. You feel me? And it's okay. You'll be all right because you don't have to consciously understand it. So don't only depend on your thinking brain. I mean, don't only depend on your personal conscious intelligence, you know, what we call the ego, right? Don't only depend on the ego. It can only take you so far. You feel me? Don't only depend on the things that you can put into equations through words and numbers, because that can only take you so far. There aren't words for everything in existence yet, and there probably never will be. You feel me? There aren't numbers for numbers. I would say numbers. The thing about numbers is numbers factor in infinity. You feel me? And decimals and shit like that. So I'm like, but even then, it's like you can't catch reality with number. You cannot ever just fully constrict it. You can't never fully confine reality with any type of symbol, any type of action, nothing. You can't fully confine it. It's only for a period of time where you can simulate the confinement of reality. You know what I'm saying? Which is also how the universe is being, is stabilized in this way. Like, take some time to appreciate the stability of your experience. Like, you get to wake up in the body. For those of us who are in bodies, it's like we get to wake up in the same place. Like, we get to wake up in the same game over and over again, the same dream that's continuous. And as far as I'm understanding, in my life, it's like it's a continuum. It doesn't cheat me. You feel me? I have to pay for what I've done in the past, and I get the rewards for what I've done in the past and what I'm doing right now and shit like that. But yeah, like, it's pretty fair. So that whole life is not fair thing, which I was programmed with as a young child, you know what I'm saying, as a way to kind of help with to help to cope with the bullshit in this world. You know what I'm saying? They just say life ain't fair. Like, shit is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Life is hard. Life ain't fair. As I grow up, I'm like, no, I think life is fair, bro. Because I'm like, my God, as far as my understanding of what a God would be, a righteous, benevolent God, they would make reality fair, or they would exist within a fair reality. Like, I don't know. This just seemed like, I don't know. I just feel like this shit makes sense. You see what I'm saying? I just feel like it is fair. Or if it ain't, then I want to make it fair. Because I don't want to live in a universe that ain't fair. But I think it's pretty fair. I don't know if it's 100% fair. It seems to me that nothing is absolute, which right there is kind of an absolute statement. So I'm still trying to figure all that out, kind of. But, appreciate the stability of your experience. And it's just like, how stable do you want it to be? If you want to shake some shit up, then do some shaky shit. You see what I'm saying? But shaky, and I'm not telling you to do nothing foul. You feel me? Stop doing foul shit. You feel me? Stop violating yourself. If you're gonna do something risky, man, be a good criminal. And if you're gonna do crime, if you're gonna break your own law or bend the rules for yourself, just make sure that you actually go all the way through. You cannot half-ass crime. That's how you get caught. You cannot be one foot in, 1 foot out. If you're gonna be a criminal, you have to be committed to crime. You feel me? Because it's like, a lot of this shit, it's like, it's almost like it's needed in a way, but it's like, if nobody, because I'm thinking like drug dealers and stuff like that. It's like, these people need their drugs or whatever. It's like, no, but if nobody created drugs, it would just kind of die out and people would find other ways to handle their business. So, nah, it ain't no excuse. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no excuse. Now, also, though, not everything that is considered a crime to the police and the American judicial system is a violation of spiritual law. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's illegal to have a certain amount of weed in your car. It's like, who came up with that shit? You could put me in jail for that. That's actually crazy. Like, was I being responsible or was I being irresponsible is what I should have to sit in court for. You know what I'm saying? I understand if you flag the situation. Hey, bro, this is we don't know about this. This is kind of strange. This is kind of, risky, dangerous. We got to see if you can even handle moving all this weight. We got to see if you're being irresponsible. You feel me? Like, who made these decisions? You know what I'm saying? Now, there's a reason why they made these decisions, and I think a lot of it is protection, bro. You don't need to have pounds of weed, bro. Most people don't. You shouldn't be driving around with it. Most people should not be smoking and driving and shit like that. Nobody should ever drink and drive. But then again, you get the limit. Not everybody handles their alcohol the same way. So some people could have a certain amount of blood alcohol in their system or ratio or whatever. Some people can have amount of alcohol in their system or whatever and drive a little bit better than others. But, in general, drunk driving or driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol is more unsafe. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, we cannot account for we don't have the resources or the desire to do everything case by case like that, because it's like, bro, sometimes it's just like, no, we don't do this. No, we're just not gonna do that. Okay, hey, we all are just not gonna drink and drive. All right, at all. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, all right, but where does that stop? So it's because, why do they serve restaurant? Why do bars exist? You know what I'm saying? You got to drive. We drive into the bar to drink it? Like, okay. But it's like, nigga, never get around it. Nigga, nobody told you had to drive there, all of that. Anywho, just make sure that you actually are knowing what you're doing, bro. Understanding the potential consequences and things of that, what you do. You feel me? What else, man? Take care of your environment and take care of your body and stuff like that, because everything that you do adds up, man. Everything that you do, man. Karma is real. And I would say just take care of yourself and take care of your people, man. Like, I don't know, man. If people moving weird, bro, you can get the fuck away from them. You know what I'm saying? Or you could wait till they play themselves, but I don't know if you want to wait for all that, but that's up to you. Like with me, I just keep finding myself end up having to be alone. And it's like, there are worse things in the world for sure. And the thing is, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy it, because I do feel like there's going to be a time where I'm going to miss my alone time. I'm like, damn, I kind of miss my lack of response. I kind of miss not having to be so physically responsible for all these other people and what they got going on. Like, nah, this nigga, all these families are depending on my payroll, like, going through, and the benefits that I provide and things like that. Like, oh man, in my spiritual provision, and I make decisions that affect thousands of people, which is like I already am like let me not get to express it, to spilling that shit, but spilling the beans and shit. But I'm a bean spilling ass nigga. Story time, bro. I don't know what I think this shit's symbolic, bro, because it's like I am here to reveal a lot of hidden shit. You feel me? So like, spill the beans, right? Tell me why. It's a whole aluminum, them aluminum pots or them aluminum pans that you put the little fire torches underneath at the cookouts and shit. Man, my mom had made some baked beans for this event, right? All right, it's my job to transport some food to the car, you feel me? So that we could take it to the event. I grabbed the beans. I'm walking normally, you feel me? And then out of nowhere, I don't know what I was trying to do, or I think I did something unusual. But basically, bro, I tripped and I spilled all the baked beans, or most of the baked beans, onto the rug, and I fell through, basically, I don't want to say through, but when I fell, I moved. The table is a glass table in the living room, right? Like a glass coffee table. And that broke. Like, I watched that just shatter. It would have been his baked beans on the floor as well. And I wasn't even a little kid. I'm like, probably grown man at this time. I'm probably like 18, 19. Yeah, but beans spilling that shit. Anywho, I just want to make sure that you're doing okay and that you're doing good and you're not violating yourself. Understand, man, that self-defense is good to defend yourself, but defend yourself even better by not allowing yourself to get in these situations at all. You see what I'm saying? So if it's too risky, just understand, man. So, but you're not always gonna be able to see that, or sometimes it's like, damn, that situation risky, but I gotta go through it. But if you understand that the situation is very risky, then that just stay cautious and stay aware the whole time. Now, that might prevent you from getting into a flow state or whatever, but it's like sometimes you're not supposed to be that much in a fucking flow state, just surrendering to your environment all the time. Sometimes you ain't supposed to do it in that way. Sometimes the environment, you're supposed to make it want to surrender to you. You see what I'm saying? So you got to just see how you're supposed to navigate. Don't take anybody's advice to the extreme and thinking that, I got to be this specific way, this specific frequency at all times. You have to be able to navigate. You have to be able to move, even if it's just by a little bit. You feel me? That's part of focus. You see what I'm saying? Cameras don't work that way. Like, nothing that's efficient or effective works in like just 100% stability forever. There are no straight lines in nature. You see what I'm saying? Even artificial fake lines, they don't exist. Because the more you zoom in, it's like, this shit ain't straight. It gets more and more rigid the more you zoom in. You see what I'm saying? Until you start seeing empty space. Man, what the fuck is going on? Why does shit look full to me when I'm looking at this shit? That shit crazy as hell. And you look like, bro, this shit really just a sea of fucking molecules and atoms and all of that. It's like, yeah, that's what you want to call them. Like, this shit wild as hell. What directs this shit? It's like, I don't know, spiritual power, spiritual intent and shit like that. Oh, man. How y'all feel about ghosts and shit like that? Like, do y'all have any, like, real paranormal experiences? Because I be hearing about this shit. Or what about, like, aliens? Because I'm like, my thing about the aliens, right? I'm like, no, it's definitely seeming like, I mean, it makes sense that there would be extraterrestrial influence. But where is it coming from? And I ain't never seen these people, but I've heard stories of people who have seen reptilians, who have seen greys, or who have seen, like, they say they seen it, like, physically. My thing is, I don't know what to believe, because people say all type of shit. People say they see mermaids. People say they seen this. People say they seen that. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe. And then you see fake video. You see fake videos and just videos. And amongst all the fake videos, some of them bitches might be real, or they might all be fake. You know what I'm saying? It's weird either way. it's just weird either way. But I feel like there's more to this realm that we don't quite fully understand. But I also feel like there's a lot of deception and psyops and redirecting of like attention and shit like that. Another thing that I want to share. Sorry for clearing my throat on the mic and shit. I sincerely apologize. I'm going through something right now. But something that I do want to say before I get the fuck up out of here, though, is, damn, I kind of lost it. I fucking lost it. Find it, Moo. Bro. Okay. All right, so look. Y'all still with me? All right, I don't quite know what I was going to say, but what I will say is this. You just got to do you. Do you. Be you. Stay true. And when it gets hard, still stay you. That's when it's time to activate your warrior energy. You know what I'm saying? Do not be afraid to adapt. Do not be afraid to wave your white flag and surrender a battle. You know what I'm saying? You are not here to win every single battle. But you do win every single battle if you stay integral the whole time. You have to stay pure. You have to stay righteous even when you are losing. If you become corrupted, that's when you lose. So you can keep losing fights. You can keep losing battles, but you have to be genuine about it. And it gets to a point where certain battles is like you lost that battle because you weren't being genuine. If you are genuinely giving your best and doing your best, then you will be fine in the long run. That's how I feel about it. You feel me? That's really how I feel about it. And, you know, if anybody wants to prove me wrong, I'm like, you're weird. Why would you want the universe to be any other type of way? But people's desires, you know, I don't know if I'm supposed to understand it all yet. You see what I'm saying? But I do feel like ultimately we are one and we desire the same thing, ultimately. And I'm like, is that the thing that I'm thinking about? Am I aligned with the one desire for real? It's like, it seems like it. But I'm like, so how come people seem like they're so opposed to it? Like, people don't know what they want, bro. People are children. They don't know, bro. And the thing is, they don't want that right now, though. That's where it's a time thing. They don't want that right now. It's like, you talking about the ultimate shit that probably ain't ever gonna fully manifest and shit like that. Oh, because it already exists within the context of infinity. But, so if you want to experience something else particularly, just go there. Or just create it where you are locally. It's like, okay, yeah. But I do want to see this whole planet become something else. It didn't do that. Just do it if you can. The thing is, like, if it's not enough desire for it to make it happen, it just won't. Or if it's like, whatever you really want to happen is going to happen. You want a lot of money? You'll have a lot of money because you'll do what it takes. You want a lot of spiritual power? Yeah. You want wisdom? Yeah, you'll have it. Whatever you want, you have it. You want toxic relationships in your life? You'll have it. But the thing is, like, why do you want these things? You know what I'm saying? People want money for different reasons. People might want toxic relationships in their life because they're healers, they're doctors. You know what I'm saying? That don't make them a toxic person. Nigga, I'm a healer. Of course I want toxic people in my life to heal them. You know what I'm saying? So, or you could be a toxic person yourself, or you could be a criminal and you like, all right, I want toxic people in my life because I'm going to misuse them and abuse them, and I got people to trauma bond with. You see what I'm saying? So don't even, when you judge other people, actually judge them. If you're going to judge them, if you're going to, but just understand that you probably shouldn't be doing that until you become God. You feel me? So if you feel like it's impossible to become God, then don't even consider judging anybody else. But if you know that you are God, and you know what I'm saying, all of that, understand this when I'm saying you are God, right? If you know that you're God, right? Because technically we all are or whatever. But not in the way that the human mind would like to grasp onto it with the ego. Like, oh, I'm God. So what? So what does that mean to you? What changed? Because that will determine where you really at with this shit. You see what I'm saying? Because, like, really nothing. We already are all everything anyways, right? Everything is everything, right? But there are clear illusions of distinction, of separation in this realm, in this third dimensional realm. that I'm looking at with my two eyes, right? But even in this third dimensional realm, it's all still connected through electromagnetics and atoms and physics and shit like that, right? Physically, it's all connected. Just because I can't see, I don't know, it's like I can't see the air. It's like, are you sure, bro? You're seeing the air, bro. You just cannot, like, it just looks clear. If glass is clear and you're looking through the glass, you're seeing the glass. Your brain just isn't maybe registering. Glass is in between what I'm looking at. That's it. So are you seeing everything? Like your eyes are, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Because the stuff that's in between the stuff that I'm looking at, the more dense objects that I'm looking at that aren't registering in my mind as objects. You see what I'm saying? Or that I cannot technically record, that don't fit within the visible light spectrum or whatever, right? So am I seeing it still? Because my eyes are still, like, my vision is still in that direction. So am I seeing it, or is it, you know what I'm saying? Am I sensing it? I was like, yeah, of course, you're interacting with it. So just understanding there's more to this game than that's being played. Also understand, like, if you violate your law knowingly, you got to be able to, like, you either better, like, all right, once you understand that you broke the law, or that something in the environment that you are the ruler of broke the law, then you can either let nature do the judgment and the sentencing, which nature seems to be pretty brutal with that shit. So, that's up to you. And it's random. It appears to be random. You don't know how you're going to have to pay that karma, right? Or you can do the science of it and be like, all right, this is how I'm going to sentence myself. You feel me? And we already do shit like that. Damn, I ate this donut. All right, I'm going to do 30 minutes I'm going to do 30 extra minutes on the treadmill today. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Because don't make it all spiritual all the time. You feel me? Damn, I stole back in the day. You feel me? From these people. All right, I should probably do a little bit more charity just to balance it out. You feel me? Because it's like, even in your own mind, you're going to feel a little bit better about yourself knowing that you balanced it out, even if karma wasn't real. You feel me? Like, but the thing is, like, you could actually pay that shit off. You can pay your karmic debt off in advance before the bill collectors come knocking. You know what I'm saying? Pay your debt off. You feel me? Physically too. Like, get out of debt. Like, I'm on a mission to get out of, like, how that happened. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and don't let nobody gaslight you about, because sometimes you are actually a fucking victim. But you can only ever be a victim if that's a harsh thing to say, right? But just understand that you created everything for yourself, right? But I ain't saying that, like, in the victim blaming way, because sometimes it's like, no, they did you dirty. You know what I'm saying? They did something foul to you that on the surface it seemed like you didn't deserve, right? But it was an experience that was for you to experience. I'll just put it like that. It was an experience for you to have. So you can classify it as good or bad, but if you want to have a positive, optimistic mindset about it, you can still feel the pain and everything, but just understand that everything is what's best for you. Everything that happens is what's best for you. This is how I see the world. This is how I interact with the world. This is what I want to be true for me. Everything that happens to me is what's best for me. I do live on my highest timeline. So just because I don't understand it, I can either try to understand it or I can just appreciate it for what it is and navigate accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That's the episode for today. It's been a minute. I might start dropping them more because with the audio, I ain't got to worry about how I look. And I could just turn the mic on. I just turn the audio shit on. And it's just blah, 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 blah. Just get to talking on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, y'all enjoy, man. Y'all be safe, man, and surrender to your supreme standards. I love you. Enjoy yourself. Bye.